Hey, great. Good evening. Good morning, Good morning. It's Monday morning, very early in the morning. I'll try and keep my voice down because it's so early and I don't want to disturb people. It's Monday morning, 1:36 in the morning on the 28th of October. Monday morning, right, Monday morning. Um, yeah, so I'll try and listen to my own voice because that's obviously uh, the way I connect with you, and it's the way my connection is with you. So I will try and listen to my own voice so I can hear you listening to me talking. Yeah. I'll get to the point straight away, and that is that I was talking about destruction, death and destruction, because that goes on around us all the time. Whether we're aware of it or not, it goes on all the time. Animals are dying, people are dying, plants are dying, and it happens all the time. So what do we do when we think, God, it's the end, But is it the end? Is it really the end? Does the fruit of mankind get preserved somehow? And I say that because when you actually give to somebody, like you're discovering a new way of discovering yourself, like you're discovering the reason that you don't matter, the reason that we can love somebody else, the reason we can love something else, and find a different place in it, and really discover that, like it is something really beautiful, like it is a view of ourselves, like it is the view of ourselves, but in somebody else, and when we actually give to that person, to the point where we understand this place in them that we've made, and it is our love which changes them, which changes their opinion about everything, really, about us and life and everything. Then we have given to the fruit of mankind. Then we have actually given something to the fruit of mankind. So when we actually, or rather, when I actually am able to see that I have that relationship with somebody else, I can actually share what I am with them. I can actually share the voice of freedom. I can actually share the freedom I have when I actually give to somebody else, when I actually love somebody else. I have that freedom because I'm separate from myself, and I don't need to worry about myself at all when I'm with somebody else, when I'm actually giving to somebody else, and it doesn't matter whether you're giving or given or you've made it there. You don't have to worry. It doesn't matter what part you're doing. As long as you're giving and you know you're giving, you can relax because you have joined with all of life and all the animal kingdom. You do not need to worry anymore about yourself, and that is the freedom of giving to somebody else. That is what you can share with somebody else, and that is so good when you can do it. That you know that they will carry that love in them, and it will probably grow. It will probably grow, and you will be rewarded with the biggest kiss you could imagine. So don't worry, it'll be fine. So so what can I talk about else? The walls we call home, the walls around us that we call our living room, or a house, or a street, or a town. We don't need to worry. They're really the walls of the universe. And when we actually realise that we're in a place of the universe, we hear everything differently. We hear everything differently because we realise it's coming to us directly from the universe. We realise it is coming out of the mouth of the universe. There is no other mouth that we hear things from. It has to be the mouth of the universe. And so there you will find your peace and your true position where we are in life and history. That's where you will find your position, because that's where we are. We're in the universe, and when we actually listen to the sound of people talking or people making music or people expressing themselves in any way at all, in any kind of joy or wish to be something else, we can actually join with that. We can actually become the wish that is expressed through the freedom of the relationship we have with the universe. And that relationship has to be free. It has to be a free relationship. So we are in a changeable place, and because it's changeable, we need to really understand that we have to change in order to really relate to people, and we have to change in order to relate to the music and sound that we're hearing when we actually realize it's coming from the universe. We actually have to change our relationship with that, and so it's a very expressive level and personal level, but it's not actually to do with your private life. It's really, I mean, personal in your beliefs and how you would go about interpreting something new and fantastic. So it really is fantastic what we can actually hear when we know that it is coming from the universe. What we can actually realize that we're in a separate place. We're in a magic place. We're not in a room, in a house, in a street, in a town. We're in a magic place, and that it means the sound is magic too. That means all the sound is magic too, and it's greater than we could ever have believed previously, because no one gets used to that sort of thing. No one can get used to it. No one can say, "Oh, I went round the galaxy the other day." You know? No one can say that because they're not used to it. They don't. It doesn't happen unless it's personal to you, unless it's part of your beliefs. You know, and you can't share those beliefs. You can't share those beliefs. You can only transmit them. Really, you can't know that they're shared. You can never know that anything's shared. You can only transmit it. You can only transmit it and say, well, that is what I like. That is what I really like. I'm an example of that. I'm an example of what I really like and what I really want to hear. And that is so important, because friendship. What do we think about friends if we don't actually want to become them? You know, if we see a friend, do we say, well, that's just a friend? Or do we actually really, secretly inside of us, want to become that friend? We want to become that friend because that's what they mean to us. They're that special. They're that ruddy special that we want to become a friend. We want to be the friend of, I want to be the friend of you, and I want to go inside your head, and I want to actually be that close. I want to be that close. I don't want to go inside your head, obviously, but I want to be the friend. I want to swap places with you. I want to swap places with you, and because of the fact that I can feel that if I said the right thing, you would love it. You would really love it, and you would be there for me if I needed you. You know, always. I know you would. And Mr. Joy is a friend of mine, and he's a friend of everyone's. And he's called Mr. Joy because he has no other character. He is just joy. He is pure joy. And it's from a song, actually. It's from a song, but he is pure joy. And that is what I share when I talk about friendship and happiness. Mr. Joy. That is the person who is my friend. That is what our true desire is, to be the friend of everyone, to actually become them, to actually be the friend in everyone. And that way, you have no ego. The ego goes. The ego disappears. And everyone says, well, you know, how does he do it? He is a friend. Nothing else. Pure friend. Love it to death. And that is the end. Okay, I'll leave it there. Mr. Joy had the last say. Yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, see you later. Right, bye.